Tonight, in a very special episode of Living Richardson, Samantha has decided to get down in the mud and roll around with teenage girls. She's essentially trying to be Lois in the episode of Malcolm in the Middle where Malcolm gets bullied at school by some girls, so Lois goes and ruins all their lives. Except in real life, this can get you sued and arrested. She's out here doxing kids, low-key trying to get like hate mobs to go after the school. Let's show you how this all started. I now take you back to a few days ago when at the school of Sam's oldest child, there was a false alarm for an intruder on campus. Now remember, both Sam and her daughter are both involved in this social media clout shit and their local theater. So it's possible some things you're about to hear might be blown a little out of proportion. In fact, we'll find out a little later, they probably absolutely are.
This is what it's like to be a mom in America in 2026. At 8 a.m. this morning, I was getting my middle schooler ready for school when I got 2 texts in a row from my high schooler who was already at school.
Oh, and by the way, a fun game to play with Sam is when she's talking about terrible things happening to other people, count how many times that she says I and me.
This is what it's like to be a mom in America in 2026. At 8 a.m. this morning, I was getting my middle schooler ready for school when I got 2 texts in a row from my high schooler who was already at school. Mom, someone's in the school. There's an intruder. Immediately, my heart drops into my stomach, and before I could process what was happening, the school calls my phone. And that sets me on alarm because I'm like, oh my God, they're calling to tell me we're in a lockdown. Thankfully, they called to say to disregard the alarm. It was falsely triggered.
So that quick. Before your child could get the text to you where they were like, oh, there's an intruder alarm, you and I assume that they told the children before they sent the text out or around the same time so there wasn't a giant panic in the school. Imagine this is very similar to, a false fire alarm. They're working on the fire alarms. It goes off. The kids come out. They come in the announcement and go back to your classrooms. It was just a false alarm. Just take it back in. It's not a big deal. I can imagine maybe it scared you for a second. Yes, it's very that no one wants to get a message from their kid like there's an intruder at school and then get a call from the school. Yeah, your heart probably stopped. But the point of this story is, relief. The alarm just fucked up.
So I text her back. It's okay, honey. They just sent out a call that it was a false alarm. Thankfully, she was in study hall, so I was able to help her calm down and regulate her emotions while also trying to regulate mine. Children should not be sitting in a classroom, hear an alarm, and worried that that's going to be...
I've had situations with my daughter like that where I've gotten crying calls and didn't know why, and then turns out like a car got towed or she, sometimes just something in the family or something's got her just hysterical because she's a teenager. I understand how that feels. Usually, if I'm to tell those stories, it's, yeah, she was hysterical. I spent a lot of time having to, calm her down. And my emotions don't really come into play. Have you considered maybe you're a narcissist?
The day that they don't come home. Worried that that's the last text they're going to send their mom. And moms shouldn't have to learn how to calmly survive these situations like it's just another part of their normal morning routine.
Wow, all right, so your child gets frightened at school by a false alarm for an intruder, and you were the one who was most affected, huh?
I'm so thankful that it happened to be a false alarm today at my child's school. But the next time, it might not be.
Just making any excuse to go on social media and try to whip up a fucking viral video about it. This is a nothing burger, Sam. It's not a big deal. But you're about to watch this precipitate into a much bigger deal than it needs to be. Where it ends where Sam is doxing and threatening and all kinds of shit. Kids.
And for so many parents, that has actually been their reality. This should not be a reality that we have to prepare ourselves for.
That we have to prepare? What do you mean, like parents? You should be more worried about the kids. You little fucking narcissist. Well, that's just a warm-up to Sam. Many of you have seen her videos here before. I don't play them a lot, but for those of you who know, you know. You'll get it by the end, trust me. And this is not the first time she's done this type of shit. I think her daughter's been through 3 schools now that Sam has changed because of, quote, bullying. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just 2. This may be the 3rd. I'm not sure. It's a lot.
So this is what it's like to be a teenager in America.
Obviously, this is her daughter, who she does put online all the time. I have redacted the child's face and for her privacy.
Year 2026. She had a false intruder alarm today at school, and once she shared with me what actually happened, I figured she should share it with the rest of you.
So this morning was a regular morning. I woke up, Dad took me to school. I had first period, study hall, so I was in the library. I was sitting with my friends, we were studying, and then all of a sudden we hear this like beeping noise. And the noise wasn't like the irregular alarm that we have learned to do a drill for. So a lot of us were really confused.
For preference, her school has an actual alarm that goes off and says intruder alert.
It goes da-da-da-da-da-da-da, intruder alert, intruder alert.
I wasn't even aware that you had that.
Like
until
it's
today.
a big alarm, like a big like it's a.
Why don't you let the kid tell the story instead of you butting in? Like I wasn't even like aware of that. Like, okay, let the kid tell the story. This is like when you were singing after that play you were in, and your kid tried to sing with you, and you snatched the mic back from her, and made a video like, "This is my time now." I swear to God that happened.
Big alarm. But the alarm that we are used to wasn't going off. The one that we do in drills wasn't going off. So it was like a tinier like da-da-da-da-da-da-da alarm. And so we were all confused because we were like, is someone's phone going off? So we were all
James Robert Clark alarm.
until our librarian stood up and like looked at her phone and looks back at all of us and goes, there's an intruder in the school. Everybody go to their safe places now. We were all like, what is happening?
Panicking.
Bunch of kids run over to the phone caddies to grab their phones. We're not supposed to do that, but I keep.
We live in Ohio, and there's a policy that schools are supposed to follow: no cell phones in the classroom.
We're not supposed to have our phones, but.
So, I can understand the phone thing. Like, yeah, somebody, if there's a shooter in my kid's school, yeah, by all means, fuck that phone rule. But can you let the kid tell the story? Sam's interjecting. They were panicking. Now, there are probably 1,000 kids in that school that know there was no, like, panic. We're about to hear from a few of them.
There's an intruder in the school, I mean, what are we supposed to do? And then we all go back to our safe spots and like the safe rooms that we're supposed to be in. And there's like windows in there, and I'm trying to figure out how to close the blinds because we genuinely don't know if it's an intruder, like if it's a real one or not. But there's still no intruder alert going on the alarm. We're like, maybe it's just a drill. And then all of a sudden, we start hearing intruder alert, and it just keeps going over and over again. And that's on the alarm this time. So we're like,
So the actual intruder alarm.
so we're actually like, okay, so is this a drill? Like we're all like, what is happening? And then that's finally when both the librarians come in, everyone's in the room, and they both have their walkie-talkies in their hands, and they're not supposed to use those unless it's an emergency like this. And we're all like, oh my God. And they're like,
It's real.
there's someone in the school. We need to barricade the doors. Everyone hide and be quiet. And we're all like, are you serious? Like, I'm freaking out. There's tables against the doors. There's chairs on the doors. People have got books. They've got chairs. They've got things to hit this intruder with. The library.
Now remember this part of the story. They're barricading the doors. There's things to hit the intruder with. By the time Sam got the text from her daughter, they had already put together a mass text to send out. This was a false alarm to the parents. You're about to find out this kid she's making this more dramatic than it really was, as teenagers will do, especially teenage girls. I'm not here to bash the kid for coming home and telling her mom some like more dramatized version of something that happened at school. Anyone with a daughter knows that except for Sam, knows that you've really got to put on your bullshit goggles when you talk to your teenage daughter. Like, get through the emotion and be like, okay, what really happened here?
Teachers had bats. I've heard throughout the day that more teachers had bats. They had golf clubs. Softball and baseball students all have their bats in their book bags, so all the teachers are grabbing those. They're grabbing chairs.
The teachers are grabbing bats and chairs, and Sam is, oh my God, all of this must be true. Yeah, wait.
People in band are grabbing instruments.
People in band are grabbing instruments. Wait for it.
I'll tell you this. There was 3 students that jumped off the top building window. They jumped off the top floor window.
3 students jumped out of a second floor window
to run across the street to the track and field and say, hey, there's an intruder. Because
that might have happened. That would have been any excuse to jump out the fucking window at school would have been fine with me at that age.
They don't hear the alarm over there.
That's actually happened?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And like the principal and all of them, they weren't like informing any of the teachers that there was something going on. And all we did was barricade the doors. We were all hiding. Like It was so scary to be in that situation. Like, I've always seen it on TV.
They were all hiding. The doors were all barricaded. It's weird you could do all that and run across the street in the time it took between you grabbing your phone, like you said, and your mom getting a text saying everything's fine.
Stuff, but to physically,
or a call, not even a text. The phone rang.
Be in there was terrifying. There's multiple kids hiding under tables, hiding under chairs. We're all crumpled up in corners, like hugging each other, holding each other's hands. We're all texting our parents. Like, I even texted her. I was like, there's an intruder. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, we're all hiding. We're preparing for the worst to happen. And then all of a sudden, everything goes like silent. Like, there's red screens on the TVs that say like there's an intruder, find a safe spot. All that goes off. All the alarms go off. Everything just stops. And everyone is like, what happened? Like, because this has been going on for 10-15 minutes at this point. Like, we're all just sitting here waiting for something to happen. Like, we're not hearing any screamings, we're not hearing any like gunshots, we're not hearing like anything happen. The most we heard happen was all the metal doors and stuff that are supposed to barricade like the hallways were closing. And so then everything stops, and then the principal comes over the announcement and goes, that was just a false alarm, I hope nobody reacted to that, continue with your day. Well, I look up and I go, nobody reacted? You just like scared the living crap out of all of us. So then we all get up and we're getting ready to move to our next class, but none of us can leave because all of the like doors and stuff are barricaded shut. So we're sitting in the class for the next 10-15 more minutes because now fire department has to come and the police officers have to come. Like, we have 2 deputies at the school, but more have to come now because we have to open these doors and we have to shut off the systems. People's parents were in cars on their way over to the school to like be ready to fight these people.
I saw her text just a few minutes after she sent it, and right as I saw it was when the school called me to let me know that it was just a false alarm. So like, had I seen her text before the school called, I'm right down the street from the school, I would have been there in a heartbeat.
I know, I was like, I'm telling my mom to start driving yet.
I saw it all at the same time on my phone, and I'm just like, I didn't even have a chance to freaking react.
That's how we felt.
Yeah.
Because we've all known when drills are gonna happen, so we're all like, okay, whatever, let's just go sit.
Sam tries to set this kid up as like the next coming of Sam on social media. Like, you can tell that's what the kid wants to do because she looks at her mom. What she also learned from her mom is that mental illness and being crazy and acting hysterical gets attention, I think. Because as we've seen in other Sam videos, she broke down at the water park because of her PMDD. All of their lives, these kids have been looking up to their mom and having to, like, deal with their mother's hysterics. And now that you have a teenager, yeah, not only has her teenager been in inpatient psychiatric care, but her 10-year-old son, according to her, has also been in inpatient psychiatric care. At one point, this soft parenting, mental illness bullshit goes beyond, like, being a good parent and being aware of this type of stuff to promoting it and teaching your kids that this is how you get attention. Wait, you'll hear more about it soon.
We're gonna sit, we're gonna barricade the door. Like, for drills, we barricade the door, but it's not as bad as we did today. We just put like a chair in front of it and the teachers lock it and stuff. So like, it's just like, okay, this is a practice, what we do. And then today we were just all in a state of shock. I'm
gonna make a video out of all this and put it all into a video too, because then I can show examples of like all the fucked up shit she's done.
Is this real?
I think the most
scariest thing was the schools have us do drills, and they have specific alarms that we're supposed to know in our brains, like, okay, this alarm means this, go do this, follow that procedure. And I think the scariest thing today was that alarm that went off for the intruder wasn't the alarm that we knew to go hide for an intruder for.
I'm glad that you go to a school that has all of these safety plans in place. However, this is not a reality that we should have to live in.
Yeah. I mean, I think the amount of kids that were like fine after day and was like, it's all right, I knew what to do, I'll be fine now. My parents just said they love me and hope that I'm okay, I hope I'm safe. And it's like the amount of parents and kids that are like just normalizing what happened today. And
they're trying to make such a big deal out of this because Sam, as she will tell you over and over, is a social media influencer, and I'm a Nick's ambassador for these leak-proof panties. Her whole life is wrapped around making videos go viral and sicking her audience on people. Anyone who dares to cross her, she will screenshot your comment, She will then block you, and then she'll post your comment to her social media with all of her people. And they will just abuse you in the comments and act like they're taking the high road. This has happened hundreds and hundreds of times, and still these people are just like, Sam, you're such a good mother. You're just fighting for your children. Mama bear, roar. You're the reason your kids are fucked up, in my opinion. You put them through that god-awful lawsuit. Your hysterics and PMDD and social media shit didn't help during that either. Now your kids supposedly are all fucked up because of that. Probably because you told them they're fucked up because of that, so they just believe it and go with it now. I don't know. Could be either way. And now we're going to find out your daughter's been through multiple schools. You've had to pull her out because of bullying. And now, because of your social media shit, it starts again.
Everybody wants to be an influencer. Last week, my freshman...
Everybody wants to be an influencer. Let me tell you how hard my life is because my child's getting bullied.
Daughter had a false intruder alert at her high school. When she came home and explained her experience to me, I had her recorded and we shared it with the world. Not in an attempt to slander the school in any way, because we actually never said the name. And I've been working really hard to make sure that we're not even wearing any of our local school district's clothing.
Wait, how long this will last? Wait until she gets pissed at the school. Wait.
I actually just had a sweatshirt on and took it off because of the name. We moved to the school district 2 years ago after an extremely traumatic situation. And yes, there are faults, as there are anywhere, but I happen to love the school district that
just wait.
My children are in. With the exceptions of a few adults who I do not feel should be in positions of power over children. This school district is fantastic, and the way we show up for our community, it is amazing, and I am proud to live here and send my kids to this school district, for the most part. We shared that story because school shootings in America have become so normal. My freshman daughter was in preschool when Sandy Hook happened. Even though that I'm so glad that schools now have these procedures and protocols in place to protect our children, we as a country should be putting other policies and procedures in place to protect our children from having to face this anxiety and fear.
They did have policies and procedures in place, you fucking retard. That's what the whole last story was about.
First place. Following this video,
hey, push forward. Great to see you guys.
Actually 3. She doesn't want to show her face, but you can definitely hear her voice. And she is a child that I have allowed into my home. I have fed, I have given rides home to. 3 girls made a video calling me and my daughter out, naming us, plastering our social media accounts, calling me a liar, saying I was sued for defamation, saying I have an OnlyFans, saying...
Now, you know how she says that. Watch how she says this shit, saying I was sued for defamation, that I have an OnlyFans. You were sued for defamation. You do have an OnlyFans. And I think what you're going through right now and why you're going to get so manic and pissed off when you don't get your way is what everyone's been telling you for many years now. That your social media bullshit is going to affect your kids when they get to junior high and high school. Now it's happening. Now your daughter's in a combination junior high, high school where they know her mom's on OnlyFans. They can see her tits for free if they just Google her name. All kinds of nasty, horrible shit. They're all over your social media looking at all the crazy shit you say and do, running around naked in the backyard. The kids are looking into your lawsuit now. You lie about this shit, I'll make a standalone video and I will FOIA the fucking information. It's worth it to me to do it.
That they went online and read the whole court document. These are 3 girls who have been targeting my daughter for months. Some of you may remember a few weeks ago I made a video saying I am talking to adults because I'm trying not to freak out on children, but you need to pay attention to what your children are sending other parents in your school district and finding their social media. These children have been trying to message me. I've blocked them. They have created fake accounts to continue trying to message me and leave comments on my videos. They have harassed...
Which, of course, she deletes. She deletes everything negative on Instagram and Facebook.
My daughter to her face in the school, telling her they were going to bash her face into the sink.
We're going to find out that may not be true.
This is something the school is all very aware of. And when my daughter asked to switch her lunch period from them, the assistant principal told her that she was just running away from her problems. But she advocated for herself and she got her lunch changed. Now these girls are upset that the video that my daughter made with me has gone viral. So they made their own video to further the harassment towards my daughter. And
To further the harassment towards your daughter? So you're saying they made a response video. What you do? You made a video where your daughter said some things that, from their perspective, was not true. Now, they made a video, which we'll get to see because Sam leaks it. And Doc tries to dox those fucking kids. They made a video saying what your daughter said wasn't true. And her mother's fucking crazy. which is probably all correct. It sounds like it. It's exactly what you do, Sam. Screenshot things and then put it on your social media for all your friends to do and low-key send like a hate mob for them. This is what you do. Why are you mad?
now me. They think since they deleted the video that I don't have access to it, but they are very wrong. It is about 8 p.m. on a Sunday night. Tomorrow morning, my daughter will not be walking through those school doors without me next to her. We have been targeted and harassed by multiple teenagers since we moved to this district because apparently some of them don't think moms should be making videos on the internet.
Well, not porn videos. Not videos maybe about taking shits and your PMDD and how insane and stupid and crazy you are and your kids drawing cocks on the driveway and shit. Yeah, that might affect your children. It is 2026. Your kids were raised with tablets and shit. The first thing they did was look at who this girl was and then see you, look at your account is connected or whatever, found you. Boom. You're the reason your daughter's getting bullied. If that's even happening. But now, ho 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 ho. Sam went to the school the next morning, and they didn't tell her what she wanted to hear.
Just had a meeting with the deputy that goes to the school and the principal that has been aware of absolutely everything. And the principal actually told me on the phone when my daughter was sexually assaulted at the school, and then they put into the same...
Whoa. Sexually assaulted at school? In the last video, you were just talking about that you love this school, except for a couple of teachers that you don't think they should be in a position of authority over children, but you love this school, you love the district, you love your community. How much do you want to bet that this, quote, sexual assault is somebody saying something fucked up? I would put $10 on it. That if you probed Sam on what this sexual assault was, which may end up happening because she's pushing it on some of the shit you're about to see with legalities. She may have to go to court and explain herself again. Just watch.
First period class group together, he told me over the phone that, well, it just seems like there was a case of girl-boy liking each other. And before I could finish saying what I was saying, he told me he never said that.
I watch her channel every day. So does Hula in the chat, and you all know who so does Godlover in the chat. Hey, have you ever heard her mention her teenage daughter being sexually assaulted? Much like Adrasia, Sam would never be able to stay quiet about that. Now, if it was a normal person like me or you in the chat, yes, we would not go to the internet and start telling them about bad shit happening to our daughter. Clearly, Sam is not like us. She is inventing this shit now.
No, I'm done with this school. My child has been sexually assaulted. She has been harassed. They don't fucking care. There was a different situation of where my daughter was sexually assaulted at the school district.
You keep saying that. And also, did you see this low-key shit? She does this all the time.
My child has been sexually...
Oopsie whoopsie, I didn't mean to. Oops, I guess I just dropped your docs. She does this shit all the time. She tried to get Hula banned this way.
My child has been sexually assaulted. She has been harassed.
With the school name in the background. Now watch. That could have been an accident. Pop it right back.
They don't fucking care.
And that's when she ended the video. She knew exactly what she just did. She's about to complain in this same video about the other kids saying what school they go to, and somebody could come find her daughter, and they're putting my daughter in danger. You just dropped the name of the fucking school on purpose. This is what this crazy bitch does. And it was amazing to just see a whole full day of insane manic content that she will probably delete.
Different situation of where my daughter was sexually assaulted
might get sued for
at
this
the
shit.
school district, and
She's about to start
they
doxing
wasn't
kids.
fully reported the way it was supposed to be, and they ended up this school year putting them in the same first period class. So when I called to try to get that switched, the principal...
So wait, somebody sexually assaulted your daughter, and you just want to switch their homeroom? If somebody sexually assaulted my daughter, they would be in jail. And in lieu of that, that kid wouldn't be in the same school. I'm starting to think this is verbal or not what a regular person would consider sexual assault. But it's one of those things. Like Sam she'll tell you, I didn't lose my lawsuit. I mean, technically that might be correct. You know, she settled her lawsuit. She was on the losing end of the settlement, but she speakeasies this shit a lot. She lies by omission. She'll be like, if a boy tells a girl, fuck you, you whore, that is sexual assault. That is slut shaming. She would say that.
Told me that, oh, it just seems like there's a case of they used to like each other maybe and not. And I was like, dude, no, he sexually assaulted her. And then he started to bring up her talents and her grades at the school. If you saw her video when she got dress coded, that's again what he did to her. Brought up her talents and her grades at the school.
Yeah, that's administrative gaslighting. Don't ever let them do that. I've had schools try that shit. And I'm like, no, we're not here to talk about my kid's fucking talents. We're here to talk about this other motherfucker who needs to be dealt with.
So then today, we're in this meeting about these girls, and he's basically saying, well, we really can't do much but talk to their parents. And I was like, no, this is...
They made a response video to you. What do you want them to do?
Is escalating. After their video and then my response video, they posted...
And then your response video to their response video, then they made another response post, right? Why are you getting into the mud with fucking 14-year-olds, you idiot?
On their TikTok a picture of my face.
Let's read what this says here, by the way. Because they posted on TikTok a picture of my face. What else?
Picture of my name.
A picture of your name. Your @ is Sam Richardson. That's your public @ on TikTok. What are they supposed to do?
And then this big long thing, and it puts where my child goes to school.
Where your child goes to school? Does that bother you that it shows that?
My child has been sexually assaulted. She has been harassed. They don't fucking...
You saw her just do that, right? That is how Sam lies. She's not outraged about where her daughter goes to school. Because she just showed you. She made it real clear. Because she wants her social media fans to start harassing and bothering the school.
Talents. And I said, let me stop you right there.
We got back
TikTok, a picture of...
Let's read what it says. So, like, we haven't harassed anyone, but maybe when your daughter was someone who knew me and my girlfriend were together. So this is some, like, bisexual teenage girl drama. And still decided to get with her and try to ruin our relationship. This isn't the first time either. She has stalked me and my girl to this day. I deleted the video because I didn't want drama like this, especially, or this might be a boy talking. I don't know. Maybe she didn't say which. She said it was girls, but this sounds like a boy. Especially the fact that a grown woman is coming at me. Never said that we were going to bash her head into a sink. When I found out this was happening, I did freak out. Sorry, it's small. And texted her some nasty things. But this was already addressed through the school. So if you're so proud to have your kids in Lake, don't let them be insane and ruin people's lives because of how you taught them to behave. Not going, and then something's under this. Not going I don't know what it says here. I'm over arguing with a petty and lying adult. The child's being more mature about it than you, Sam. At least they can admit, yeah, I texted your daughter some fucked up shit after this all kicked off and I saw you were lying. But you know what? The school addressed that. So what are you out here doing? It's not good enough for Sam because the school didn't bow down and listen to her. The school was like, no, there was no panic. Your daughter's story was not true. These other children simply made a video saying your daughter wasn't telling the truth.
my face, a picture of my name, and then this big long thing, and it puts where my child goes to school. And the school is saying that they could talk to the parents, but they really can't do anything. I should go file a police report. And I said, I will be filing a police report, but my child is not safe coming to this school while they are here. And they said, well, you know, she's done very well at this school. Her talents. And I said, let me stop you right there.
I've had to do that too.
We're not talking about her talents or her grades anymore. I said, a couple months ago, I was on the phone with you about a sexual assault case. And he was like, oh? I said, I was on the phone with you because my daughter was sexually assaulted. You put them in the same classroom together. And when I called to tell you that wasn't...
Maybe because it was never referred to as a sexual assault before now. That's my guess. Why the principal didn't know what the fuck you were talking about. Because it was just more bullying back then. There's probably some verbal stupid shit. I'm willing to bet anything. Had a legit sexual assault taken place, nobody would just be like, that didn't happen. Well, unless the teachers did it, then they do it. That's happened before.
Okay.
Hey, that shouldn't have been a laugh. That should.
You tried to tell me that, and then he cuts me off and says, that never
she's
happened,
mad.
ma'am. Do you guys think I don't fucking record everything?
Yeah, what's gonna come out when it starts to come out and it was all some verbal bullshit, and nobody was sexually assaulted, and you've got to try to do some fucking speakeasy Andrew Wilson jumping from one foot to another to be like, well, I consider this sexual assault because it was sexual words thrown at my daughter. She's an underage girl. And it was like, that was a 13-year-old boy who said it. It was a junior fucking high school. Those things might happen. It's not, we don't make federal cases out of it. We don't refer to it as sexual assault. It was shit talking.
I said, excuse me? I was
That's
on the phone
my theory of what happened.
with you fighting to get her class changed, and you started bringing up her grades and her talents, and he's just saying never happened, never happened. A phone call that I had with this man, he's telling me it never happened. They also gave my daughter 3 days in school suspension last year because, there was a big viral list of a bunch of schools going around of where they were going to be shot up. And my daughter, who was not supposed to have Snapchat, had it and has since been disciplined for having Snapchat from her mother. But back then, this was a year ago, had Snapchat and posted a very vague little picture of herself, no identifying indicators of where she went to school. And there's a little caption about how it's stupid that these kids want to make a list about shooting up a school because they have bad home lives. Some parents saw that, sent it to the school, and she was given 3 days in school suspension.
I don't believe you. So you're telling me there was a list going around of schools to shoot up in this day and age. And the kid who was like, you guys are fucking crazy is the one who got in trouble? I don't believe you. The only situation in which this would have been, I guess, possible is if they disciplined everyone involved and other people got it worse. Because she shouldn't even have been there engaging in that shit at 14 on Snapchat. I could see that. But just singling your kid out like the way you just told the story, this is another one of Sam's lies by omission.
They claim she caused panic and incited others to cause violence and disruption at the school for something she posted online on Snapchat. I know that I post controversial shit online. I know that I run my mouth, but it is not okay for other children to be targeting my children that go to school with them and then finding me online and sending me message after message and comment after comment. Because of the boy who sexually assaulted her and these girls targeting her, my daughter tried to hurt herself in February and was admitted to the hospital for mental health because of the severe bullying she has underwent at this school. And they don't care.
So was it bullying or sexual assault, Sam? Next up on the saga of Sam at school, part 3.
After the day I had, I am so glad it is 4:20. It may or may not have been a good idea for me to run to the grocery store after the altercation with my daughter's school this morning. I just had to run in real quick to grab a few odds and ends. I check out with my purchases. I use the bathroom. As I am exiting the bathroom, I have to pass the self-checkouts again. As I am passing the self-checkouts, this woman is standing there who was not there before while I was checking out. You can tell she is lower class, and she is speaking to the store employee, asking if she can use their phone. Now, she is stuttering, so I can tell she probably has a disability of some sort, and she is crying. The employee is ignoring her. So I go over to her and I say, do you need some help, man? Do you need to use my phone? And she says, yes, please. So I hand her my phone. She makes a phone call, and she is holding a box of instant mashed potatoes in her hands, by the way.
Okay.
So she makes a phone call and she says, where are you? Well, come back in. Well, I got the food on the table, on the counter. Come back in. Well, why won't you?
Oh, shit, this happened to me at the Dollar General recently. I had a hobo try to fucking fight me, man, and then as soon as I put hands, I just touched him. It's not even a tough guy story. I more or less just kind of like was defending myself a little tiny bit, and he hit the ground and tried to act like I fucked him up. When the cops got there, they caught on to it. But somehow I was still the bad guy for engaging his wife in the store and telling her to go smoke more meth. But it was clear they were trying to scam the groceries.
Come. And hangs up the phone. And she just looks frustrated. And
No, really, it wasn't even like some kind of counterpunch or nothing. It was like I barely touched this motherfucker, and he acted like he had just gotten floored.
Way more stuttering and
Then I realized what was going on. Some poor people were trying to scam me.
crying than that, but I don't want to like try to make fun of her with an impression or anything. So I look at her and I say, do you need help? And she says, I don't know what I need. And I look at her groceries that are on the counter. She had a box of spaghetti and some candy. So I said, do you need help with your groceries?
Yummy candy spaghetti.
And she just kind of looked at me.
Candy spaghetti with mashed potatoes. She's like, this is a sane person right here.
I said, I'm gonna buy your groceries, come on. It's a box of instant mashed potatoes, spaghetti, and some candy. As I'm checking her items out, this very angry, large, older man storms over, yells at us, grabs her arm, and says, stop, dude, stop doing what you're doing.
I see you met Sandwich.
To me. She doesn't need those groceries. And he looks at her and he says, what are you doing? Conning people into getting your groceries again. You need to stop doing this. And he looks at me and he's like, stop. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. I was like, well, wait, she didn't even ask me to buy her groceries. And he points over to the Giant Eagle employee that was ignoring her and goes, ask her. She's in here doing this all the time. And I was super confused because the employee saw me give her my phone, interacting with her, and doesn't say one thing to me. So I'm very confused and on high alarm, obviously. And I asked the woman if she knows this man. And she says, yes, I do. And I said, do you feel safe with him? She answers yes.
Why are you trying to send somebody to jail for abuse? Clearly, you're the one being scammed here. Wait, no. It gets better. Even the employees are like, no, she's here. She tries this shit every day.
But that made him so mad.
Yeah, why don't you stay the fuck out? Is he hitting her or something?
That I asked that question. Does she feel safe with me? Of course she feels safe with me. Oh my gosh. Is there something wrong with her?
Try to imagine some crazy bitch like just asking your wife out of nowhere, do you feel safe with him? Especially if she is crazy, like she's got problems or something.
She has issues. There's something wrong with her. And I said, okay, well, are you her caregiver? And he goes, yeah, I'm her caregiver. And I say, well, if you're her caregiver, why is she standing in the grocery store holding groceries crying alone? Why are you not taking care of her? He wasn't happy about that. So he goes, you know what? Fine, just buy her groceries then. Oh my gosh, there's something wrong with you, lady. So I continue buying.
There's something fucking wrong with you.
And I was like, okay, something wrong with me, sure. I finished scanning. He grabs the bag, grabs the woman, and pulls her away, and I'm trying to pay. The gentleman and his daughter behind me who witnessed the whole interaction are like, oh my gosh, are you good? And I was like, yeah, but like, I don't know if she's okay. Like, I don't know what to do right now in this moment. Even if she did con me, oh my God, that's my fault then. But it was freaking mashed potatoes, spaghetti, and some Twizzlers. God damn. So I finish paying and turn and see that she has left the building, but that man is now complaining about me and pointing to me to the manager of the store. So I walk.
So, if he's confident enough to go to the manager of the fucking store about you, you think maybe his story about her doing this every day might be true? She might be a little fucked in the head, just a kind of a fucked in the head family member? Maybe you're wrong, Sam.
Walk over, I say, okay, is he making a complaint about me? I'd like to make a complaint about him. I'm very concerned about that woman.
I'm making a complaint about you. You're not breaking up with me. I'm breaking up with you.
And he goes, oh my gosh, would you just tell her there's something wrong with her and she's in here doing this all the time? And he leaves. And then the manager looks at me and goes, she's in here all the time trying to con people for groceries. I said, if she's in here trying to con people all the time for groceries, why are you not calling the cops and doing something? And she goes, well, we can't get her on like trespassing charges since
she's there with this dude who comes in and says, fuck, stop conning groceries. Here's the money, you crazy bitch.
Standing here. And she's like, and it happens all the time. I said, no, there's something wrong with that. Why would the employees ignoring her?
Why is it your business?
Why would they not tell me as I'm letting her use my phone and buying her groceries if she's in here doing it all the time? Why did nobody speak up?
Because you're arguing with everybody like a cunt. Maybe
I
everyone
said, so
hates
that's her
you.
actual caregiver? And she says yes. I said, and that woman has a disability? She says yes. I said, so a woman with a disability and a caregiver is left frequently alone in the grocery store crying and conning people for groceries? She's clearly being abused in some way then, or something is not
Clearly there's abuse here.
right. And the employee just stands there and stares at me.
Yeah, I think J-Wink is right. I think they just figured you were retarded as well, Sam.
And I turned around and I looked at that guy that was behind me who asked me if I was okay as he's checking out. And I said, excuse me, sir, you did witness that whole interaction, right? And he goes, yes, I did. And I left the store. I didn't call the cops or, press any issues, but that entire situation is not sitting well with me.
Yeah, this is just she made this video, like I said, right after the one we just watched. It was important we watch that so you can see just a glimpse of Sam's mentality. She's absolutely wrong, but she's still doing backflips to figure out a way she is right, and she was right to have that freak out, and righteous, and all kinds of stupid shit. And then she put this on her social media, doxing a child. This is the best I could do to block out the fucking underage person. You tried to get me in trouble and I got praised and thanked. So now Sam's been going back and forth on TikTok with a bunch of fucking teenagers. And now they're teenagering on her and she is flipping the fuck out. This is harassment. This is stalking. And they did get thanked and praised. And you're about to find out why. As we move on to part 6. In this video, which we're winding it down, I have Sam's entire daughter blocked because Sam's daughter is dressed like she is a 22-year-old about to go to a club. I'm not exaggerating this. And Sam's defense to when she tries to bait people into doing shit like this and exploit her fucking daughter, she's like, well, you're a pedophile for noticing. I'm not a pedophile for noticing. I'm another adult going, that child needs to cover up. That child apparently drank milk hormones or whatever makes children develop early at some point. She is 14. She does not need to be this exposed on the fucking internet. There are bad people out there, Sam. So there's just a big black box because I can't just black out her face. Like, it is very inappropriate. While Sam dresses like trad conservative mom. Hula, you can just go scroll down her fucking feed to this video real quick and see what I'm talking about. It is very inappropriate.
Hi, my name is Samantha Richardson. I'm a 36-year-old stay-at-home mom of 3.
And now Sam is going to try to get her audience involved to do the bullying, like she always does.
Content creator and a podcaster.
On
Hi,
some
my
kids.
name is Evangeline Richardson, and I am her 14-year-old daughter and a freshman in high school. Over the past couple months, since the fall too, there has been a group of girls that have been harassing me, stalking me, sending me death threats, saying they were going to jump me at the school. And
Now it's death threats and jumpings and stalkings and not just a head being bashed. See how the story's changing and how it's escalating more and more?
our paths crossed in the hallways, I have been verbally assaulted by these individuals. The harassment from these group of girls has gotten so bad that this past February, I was hospitalized in attempt from overdosing on pills.
Are you trying to pretend you're not reading this right now?
Last week, there was a false intruder alert at my
They're making a paper trail. Sam's gonna try to kick up shit. She's done this before.
school. As many of you know, me and my mother posted a video about it on her public platform. This group of girls decided to take it upon themselves to make their own video. Yesterday, me and my mother brought this video to the SRO of the school and the principal. And they told us there was nothing they could do about it other than speaking to them and their parents. Following this video, these girls have also posted many other videos and photos harassing me and my mother. The school thinks that I should be feeling safe going to school with these girls. We will now show you the video following the other videos and clips these girls have made. Thank you for the attention on this matter.
And welcome to the crescendo of all this. Not only did she took her 14-year-old to her social media following. I believe in a low-key attempt to get her social media following to attack these fucking kids. And now you're about to find out what really happened that day and what's really been going on. Pretty much exactly what you thought.
We are going to talk about a situation that is not okay at all.
Also, very mature, Sam, putting the doo-doo over the kids' faces. Getting right down there in the mud and being as immature as them, huh?
About and lying about.
So first off, Samantha Richardson.
Here's her TikTok.
We have her TikTok.
Here's her daughter's TikTok that is lying in the video. We will show the video.
We had an accidental intruder alarm, and it did cause a lot of stir up, especially with everything going on in the United States today. But the fact that being students, but the fact that you're blowing everything out of proportion, saying that there was false things happening on the announcements, that there was things happening that just didn't happen to get clout and to just try and get more views, is not mature at all. This situation is not something to be taken lightly. Like, the fact that you're going to such lengths to cause such a big problem and bash on our school, we're number 2 in the district.
Our school is not a bad school, and I'm going to explain basically the situation. I'm going to explain what really happened, because all she said was lies.
Yeah, if I'm going to believe one of these stories, it's going to be the calm, collected one. From the kids who don't have a history of going into fucking hysterics because their mom went into hysterics since they were in the fucking cradle.
It was a normal day. It was first period, and this random alarm starts to go off. Everybody in my class really just stood there, not really knowing what to do. We went into that room and we just stayed quiet. In her video, she states that the alarm actually said that there was an intruder there. There was not an intruder. It did not say that.
Didn't happen.
Never said that. All what was happening was this weird sound, like an alarm sound that we've never heard of. So she lied about that. First thing that she lied about. Second thing that she lied about was how an email was sent to her teacher saying that there was an intruder. My teacher informed all of us this was an accident. And usually in our school, good school, so when something like this happens, a lot of stuff goes down. If something really did happen, it basically something pops up on all screens. All TVs, even if they're off, something pops up.
Every single teacher gets that email.
Every teacher, every single teacher,
even if they're not a teacher, staff, janitorial, everybody.
And mind you, this was right when it happened. They got an email that this was an accident. The alarm did not go on for long. Nothing popped up on screens. As she said in her video, something popped up on the screen saying there was an intruder. Never happened.
Another thing, the fact that she was also lying, she said this in the video, that students were...
This is the video that Sam went to school to go try to get the kids in trouble for. All they're doing is saying, your daughter lied in this little viral video you guys made. And their video did blow up. That's why these kids looked at it and went, that's not what happened. This is what got Sam all worked up like that. You are a fucking psycho, Sam.
Were grabbing books and fucking scissors or something, stuff that they could throw at said intruder. It never happened.
Remember when I said, remember this, all the kids grabbing bats and books and stuff to defend themselves? Never happened. Alarm went off for barely any time at all. People were like, what? And then teachers went false alarm.
Room is Evie and
Nobody did that.
was grabbing books or anything.
And then
Lied about that.
And then also saying that band students and orchestra students were grabbing instruments. How would you know that?
She was not in the band class when this was
Anywhere
happening.
near any of that. So
Not near band.
How would you know?
Well,
After
some kids carry their
everybody,
instruments.
all three of us saw the video. Us two commented on the video.
on 2 different platforms, by the way, because they both got taken down and then we both eventually got blocked.
And also,
I believe that because that's exactly what Sam does.
I have a parent that has emailed this lady, Samantha, living Richardson, emailed her about it, never got a response. It was a big, long DM on Instagram. No response. I can put it up on the screen. Another thing about this woman,
She did,
she
but
has
we can't
gotten
read it.
sued. She had to move. because she got
1.6
sued.
million.
That's true.
And you're still supporting this woman that got sued. And she actually did address it of her getting sued.
And saying
And
that,
she
like,
completely lied.
Yep. She did. She lied by omission. She said, I didn't lose that lawsuit. We were going to move anyway. Which may or may not be true. Who would know? And they didn't technically lose. They just settled. Yeah, you fucking lost. Shut up.
I have
Completely lied.
read the whole court case. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but you can find her court case, actually.
You can.
it's up there. It was public defamation.
It's there. You can find it. Her bashing our school, and she has been doing this for so
These kids are like running this bitch through the ringer like Kiwi Farms.
long.
Mind you,
Kind of fucking funny to watch.
this isn't even the first time that she's slandered our school.
She has done it multiple times, and the fact that you are bashing this school and you hate this school so much,
Then leave.
and you're putting your kids still in that school.
You're just
No, she loved your school right up until they can give her what she wanted.
doing it to gain views and to gain publicity and to get more clout, and it's honestly really fucking immature.
It's
Okay,
immature as a grown woman
a
lying
grown
on
adult,
the internet.
a grown
Lying on the
adult,
internet.
and probably telling your daughter to lie just to get more clout, just to get people to feel bad for her. I could go in for hours talking about the horrible things that Evangeline Richardson has done to not just me, but to so many other countless individuals.
You are a stay-at-home mom.
You only does TikTok and OnlyFans, by the way.
You can easily take your kids, your 3 kids, out of school and
Doing the background laughing about that OnlyFans comment.
homeschool them. But what do? You choose to keep them in.
I've been saying this for years with Sam. Those eventually your kids are going to go to school and they're going to know you're on OnlyFans and they can just Google your name, which they did. And now you got to take, that's why she's taking her kid out of it. She's talking about, I want to take my kid out of this school. I'm going to homeschool her now. Yeah, because you fucked up and you can't admit it, so it's everyone else's fault.
In that horrible school, you choose to keep them in that school.
Still exploit and damage the public eye towards our school.
These kids have
continue
incredible
to do
school
this.
spirit.
You have been doing this for so long, and if it's really that much of a problem, maybe take your kids out of that environment.
Our school does and tries their very hardest to provide the best learning experience for us kids.
So I don't understand why you're continuing
I think it's cool
to
there are kids who in Caucasian neighborhoods who like their school.
bash our school online when it's not bad.
Just for fucking views.
It-
You're an adult, babes. The fact that two fucking kids,
Minors.
a sophomore in high school and an 8th grader
Middle schooler.
have to call you out on your bullshit. Get it together. Please do better, babes. What are we doing?
You should not be feeling bad for this woman.
Please do not have any empathy for this woman or her family.
She is
I had to block this out because this is where they put up a screenshot of Sam's Instagram, and so she takes away the poo-poo faces. So you can see exactly which 2 girls they are. Faces fully exposed on the internet, on to Sam's audience with the name of their school and all that shit. All the things Sam says she was so inappropriate when it was done to her daughter. She's doing to these kids. But she's doing it to stick up for her daughter and defend her daughter. It sounds like your daughter's a fucking liar. And I'm not shitting on your kid. All teenage girls are fucking liars. We'll never get to the truth of this shit, really. But I believe this big group of students and the fact there's no giant news story about this panic that your daughter described, more than you. So then Sam got some comments She didn't like those comments. This is the final chapter in Sam Richardson's stupid bullshit.
I just need you to know that there is now another local mom who is not the mother of the teenagers in this video, but I've heard from a little birdie that
Your daughter?
is friends, her daughter is friends with the teenagers in the video.
Who but your daughter would be in a position to tell you that between 7 and 9 p.m. on a Tuesday night?
Now this local mom and her daughter, teenage daughter, and her mother, so we got grandma, mom, and teenage daughter.
It's true. They all got on her, and they were like, no, you were a shitty cheer mom, and you're lying right now.
Have decided to enter my comments on a video of where my daughter explained how she received death threats and
Yeah, I don't believe you. Don't believe you.
overdosed in a suicide attempt from this harassment.
What, she popped some Advil?
These women think that we're just blowing things out of proportion, and no wonder people like to talk shit about me because I just stir up all kinds of controversy and I'm not really a good person.
That's true.
What's interesting about this situation is that the mother herself actually was my wedding photographer.
Wow,
and
it's almost like a friend of yours was trying to give you some perspective.
her daughter signed up to be an assistant cheer coach, and she happened to be placed on my team this past summer or fall, and she wasn't really showing up.
Yeah, her parents were in the middle of a divorce, you cunt.
Never would respond to me in my text, never came and told me what was happening, and she was supposed to be getting volunteer hours for this. So I went to the overall coaches and told them that she wasn't showing up and I didn't know what was happening, and they said they would take care of it, and then they never freaking told me what happened. And I will tell you, we will not be back to cheer because they have no clue how to run it.
Of course, just like the school has no clue how to run it and the store has no clue how to run it. That's just tonight. This is a running theme for years with her. Everybody she gets in, they don't know how to do their job.
And the grandmother happened to be in my private Facebook page called Sam Sanctuary, and she got offended that I posted in there
Hula, you need an invite to Sam's Sanctuary?
MAGA
I'm in there.
person who really came for me and called me some very derogatory names. I posted that in my Sam Sanctuary group, that if these are your feelings, you probably shouldn't be in Sam Sanctuary. And she sent me a message because she could not believe that I couldn't agree with everybody's opinions.
Well, agreement is different from like just banning anybody who disagrees with you from anything because you can never be wrong. That was the ongoing saga of Sam getting her child kicked out of another fucking school. And this will probably blow up into something legal, so it was important that you know it.